So check this out. I'm in New Orleans and I'm staying at this beautiful hotel. And to my utter shock and amazement, the hotel is not doing the business it did even during the pandemic. They said they're at about half the occupancy. Even during the pandemic. Of course, it was better before the pandemic, but after this pandemic, you think the business would have gone up. So I said, well, and it's a really nice property. Why? And the bellman who brought me up said he had to get a part-time job driving Lyft to augment his income, and never had to do that. He's been there 20 years. Why in New Orleans, a major city, major hotel in the major, thoroughfare, why is the business down 50%? Short answer: crime. Crime. You got to watch your brand. If you're an individual, if you're a community, if you're a race of people, you got to watch your brand. You're a city. You're a marketplace. You got to watch your brand. All it takes is a few people spinning the message. That's not a safe place to be, or whatever, or that's not a good investment. All of a sudden, business just goes right away. So conferences are not coming here. Business organizations are not coming here. People don't feel safe walking down the street. Like, this is, it used to be New York was the crime capital and murder capital of the world. Did you know that? Of the United States. And they fixed that. And yes, had to get tough on crime, yes, but they also had to provide opportunity for people. You don't do one, you do both. So this city, like a lot of other cities, including my home city of Atlanta, which is, really dealing with this, I think, in a proactive way. Mayor Dickens, the mayor here, the city leaders have to get their hands around this and stamp out the crime and create the opportunity and encourage the stability. I'm here as part of that with one of our partners putting in one of a tough neighborhood, a Hope Inside location that will do financial coaching so that people can get access to, so they can get their debt down, their savings up, their credit score up, get their approvability up so the bank can say yes to them for their dreams. That's one part of this. It's a big part of this. If I had 20 Hope Insides here, it would be I could have a much more systemic impact over a year or 18 months, but we have one here to start. That's with First Horizon Bank, by the way, soon TD Bank. Used to be Iberia Bank here. But in the short term, the municipal and city leaders and law enforcement have got to work together to get along with the tourism board, et cetera, to get their hands around this. Crime is a prosperity killer. And this is you got to get your hands around these problems. I'll say this, I can say it. This whole thing about defund the police, it's a stupid idea. Like, you want to fire the idiot police officers, this is what you want to do. You want to prosecute law enforcement officers who are acting like thugs. You don't want to defund the police, because when you do that and they come to rob your house, who's the first person you call? The popo, the police, and wonder why they haven't showed up. Or somebody's mugging your mother, who's the first person you call out for? The police, And if you don't have a sense of law enforcement, or the police believe that they can't do anything for fear of retribution to them, then all of a sudden, guess who's also getting this memo that police can't do anything and they got to be coy and they got to be meek? Bad guys, criminals are getting the message that it's open season. Folks are running into places in broad daylight with 30 deep and just grabbing stuff and leaving. They're mugging people in the middle of the day. They're robbing people in LA at gunpoint in the middle of the day because they don't fear law enforcement. This is not the answer. You need most things in life in balance are prescribed are good for you. Drugs on balance are prescribed. Alcohol on balance will lower your blood pressure. Most things in balance are good. Law enforcement in balance is a wonderful thing. I.e., folks are going to lose their job here in New Orleans and in other cities who look like me, maybe you and I, because it's not perceived to be safe. And that's not good for anybody. John Hope Bryant, this is the Civil Rights Movement. This is the Third Reconstruction. Read my stuff on the Third Reconstruction and the new Marshall Plan and my vision, up from nothing, my vision for this country and the world, and give me your own conclusions of what the plan should be. All right, John Hope Bryant, leave your comments, share this note. We have to have a radical movement of common sense. A radical movement of common sense. Love you much.